Okay, we've all been there, right? You jump in the shower, all ready for that nice, powerful spray, and you get a pathetic little trickle. Or you're trying to do the dishes, and the kitchen tap just seems to give up on life. It's so frustrating. But what if I told you that you can actually solve this mystery yourself?
Yeah, it's a feeling we all know. That morning shower that's supposed to wake you up feels more like standing in a light drizzle. It's just sad. You're turning the handle all the way, expecting a blast, and getting practically nothing.
So here's the thing. These sudden dips and even weird spikes in your water pressure are super common. But the good news? They're not random. There are real logical reasons this happens, and figuring out who the culprits are is the absolute first step to getting that awesome water flow back.
So, seriously, before you start picturing a huge, expensive plumbing nightmare, just take a breath. You are definitely not alone in this. We're going to tackle this like detectives. No need to start ripping out pipes just yet. We're going to look for clues and solve this mystery the smart way. Every good mystery has its list of suspects, right? Well, when it comes to your missing water pressure, there are 6 main culprits we need to look at. So let's get them in a lineup and see what we're dealing with. All right, suspect number 1, leaks and hidden corrosion. You know, even a teeny tiny drip that you can't see behind a wall can make a huge difference. Next up, problems with the pressure regulator, or PRV. That's a little valve that controls the water pressure coming into your house from the main line. If that thing goes bad, your pressure can get all kinds of wonky. Third, it could be an issue with the water main itself, something the city has to deal with. Fourth, and this is a common one, it could just be clogged fixtures. Think about your shower head all gunked up. That leads us to our 5th suspect, mineral buildup deep inside the pipes, especially if you have hard water. And finally, number 6, the pipe size and layout of your house, which can sometimes cause pressure loss, especially in a really big home.
So you've got 6 suspects. Where do you even start? Well, let's make this way easier. We can split this whole investigation into 2 main camps. Is the problem an inside job, or is it an outside force? Just asking that one question is going to help us narrow this down big time.
And this really does make things simple. So, over on the left, you've got your inside jobs. These are problems happening within your home's walls. Things like hidden leaks, that clogged shower head we talked about, or mineral scale building up in your pipes. Then, on the right, you've got the outside forces. This is stuff like that faulty PRV connecting you to the city, or an actual problem with the municipal water main itself. Figuring out which category we're in is our first big clue.
Okay, detective, time to get your hands dirty. Well, not really, but you get the idea. You don't need any special tools for this part, just your eyes and ears. We've got a super simple 4-step checklist to help you gather some solid evidence. First up, let's isolate the problem. Is the pressure low everywhere, every tap, every shower, or is it just, say, the kitchen sink? Because if it's just one fixture, you've probably found your culprit. It's likely just a clogged aerator. Step 2, look for leaks. Just do a quick visual scan under your sinks and around the water heater. Easy. Third, if you have one, check that PRV. Get close and listen for any weird humming or vibrating noises. And finally, step 4, inspect your main water shutoff valve. I know it sounds almost too simple, but you would be shocked how often these things get knocked and are only halfway open.
Okay, so what happens if you've done all that? You've checked every faucet, you've looked for leaks, you made sure the main valve is wide open, and the pressure is still terrible. What do you do when your first round of detective work doesn't crack the case?
This is that moment where a really good detective knows it's time to call for backup. Some problems are just buried too deep in the system, and honestly, trying to fix them yourself could make things a whole lot worse. Knowing these signs is just as important as doing that first checklist.
So here are the big red flags to look for. If your basic checks find absolutely nothing, it's time to call a pro. If you see really obvious signs of a leak or rusty, corroded pipes, just make the call. If you hear a loud banging sound when you turn off a faucet, that's called water hammer, and it's a sure sign of pressure issues in your pipes. And finally, if your pressure isn't just low, but it's also spiking like crazy, yeah, it's definitely time to get a licensed plumber on the phone.
So think about where we are now. We started with this really annoying, confusing problem. But now, you've got a whole framework. You know the 6 main culprits, you know how to figure out if it's an inside job or an outside force, and you have a 4-step checklist to start your own investigation. You're not just a frustrated homeowner anymore, you're an empowered investigator.
See, this is all about taking back control over one of those little headaches that life throws at you. So the next time your shower feels a little weak, you'll know exactly where to begin. You know the clues now, so what's the very first thing you're going to check?